Welcome to another special Hornbill TV explainer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anguli. I hope the Hornbill Festival was wonderful for you. It's wedding season, and that's what we are going to talk about in this edition of Hornbill TV. Do you know that King Charles and his late former wife, Princess Diana's wedding cost approximately $110 million. It's often called the most expensive wedding in the world. In the second slot is the wedding of Vanisha Mittal, the daughter of Lakshmi Mittal, one of the richest men in the world. Her wedding to Amit Bhatia is one of the most extravagant ever, costing approximately $66 million. It's December, and I'm absolutely sure that you have already got a room full of wedding cards. You have attended a lot of weddings too, and you will be attending a lot more weddings too in the future. I like any event where pork is the chief guest. Winter from November to December is a traditional wedding season for the Naga people, ladies and gentlemen. I think the whole idea here is to add more to the spirit of winter celebration, especially Christmas and New Year. It adds a lot to it. This could be one of the primary reasons why Naga people choose winter for their weddings. Now, there is something that is in almost every Naga's mind, especially when this season comes. The season of love, celebration, and relational happiness also continue to bring with it conversations about how Naga weddings are no more the kind of weddings they used to have, say, 20 to 30 years ago. Our cultural trends have become such that you can feel embarrassment if you don't invite at least 2,000 invitees to your wedding. Nowadays, there is a sense of shame if you don't have money to pay for the meat that was given to you by the couple. A sense of shame, you know what I'm talking about. Naga weddings have also become such that it's embarrassing for you to give anything less than 1,000 rupees as gifts to the reception, because that's what almost everyone nowadays does. You know what I'm talking about. 1,000 rupee for the average Naga person is several days' wages. For those of you who can afford it, any amount of money you give is yours to give. That is your will, of course. But for the working middle class and the lower middle class, we can tell from everyday conversations in the Naga communities that there is a lot of pressure due to social expectations. I remember a time in my youth when 50 or 100 rupee was the norm. 50 or 100 rupee. And it was considered high and just right too. But nowadays, times have changed, and our events are much more complex. Life is much more complex, more commercial, and more economically stressful. This is where the average Naga family has to make a lot of decisions, either in giving gifts or to get their children married off. In fact, it has become such that there seems to be an underlying vibe that gifts have to be more expensive, or the amount of monetary gifts that you give should be at least in this range or that range. And I've heard a lot of people over the course of years about how people were embarrassed because they've got only 500 rupees, they've got only 200 rupees, they've got only 1,000 at maximum to give. I've heard a lot of it. So all these are the conversations that common Naga people talk about when it comes to attending weddings or getting their children married off. Now, there's a lot of economics involved here, both for the couple that's getting married and for the guests who will be attending the wedding. There's a lot of pressure points in that. But before we talk about the pressure of giving, let us also examine why weddings in Nagaland today are expensive for couples, or weddings across the entire world for that matter. Modern weddings have evolved into extravagant affairs, often accompanied by a hefty price tag that can leave couples and their families in financial shock. While the celebration of love is a timeless tradition, everyone gets to be happy. The contemporary wedding industry has witnessed a significant surge in expenses, ladies and gentlemen. Let's explore the various factors contributing to the rising costs of modern weddings. First of them, social expectations and trends. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the primary reasons for the increasing expenses associated with modern weddings is the social pressure and the desire to keep up with the ever-changing trends. Couples often feel compelled, they feel forced to host lavish events that align with the expectations of the society comparative with the thoughts of the times. So this pressure is from the society. They are compelled to spend on current fashion and style, and that's one of the most basic needs for the couple that's arranging their marriage. So this could include lavish venues, designer dresses, and elaborate decorations. Somebody told me a wedding gown costs at least $1 lakh. Holy! I did not know that they ran into lakhs. For some people, social media platforms also have added to the pressure to conform to the standards that the society is following, which means the couple is compelled even more to try find some kind of a qualification to justify those expectations. That is why you need to have certain nice values to be able to justify your marriage in this sense. This often intensify, leading to inflated budgets for the couple. Now there are also things such as venue costs, catering and food costs. Choosing the perfect venue is a crucial aspect of wedding planning, and it often comes with a hefty price tag. It's not affordable for most people. It's not cheap. Popular and picturesque locations such as luxury resorts, historic landmarks, or trendy urban spaces can demand exorbitant fees for rental. Expensive. Additionally, the competition for desirable dates in high demand seasons further amplifies venue costs, which leave couples with limited options within their budget. For example, some people might want to get married in summer, because that's the time when you don't really have to pay a lot for your gowns and for your suits, for instance. And some people, they marry in December, where again, if they're affordable, then you can certainly go for suits and gowns, because you get better quality ones. Because they are more expensive, they are also of better quality, for instance. So it's seasonal. Now, gone are the days of simple wedding feasts. Modern couples are increasingly opting for gourmet catering and personalized menu options. In my days, if you had pork and chicken and rice and what you call dal and chutney, that was a feast. But nowadays, no, you have got veg, non-veg, you have got desserts, you have got specialized menus here for different kind of guests, for family members, for friends, for people with certain food allergies. You have to make this kind of food and that kind of food. So it is much more complex, and that means it is more expensive for wedding planners and the couple too. Now, there is another reason why weddings in Nagaland are very expensive: the rise of wedding professionals. While the expertise of wedding professionals can undoubtedly enhance the celebrations and the event, the increasing specialization in the industry has led to a rise in costs. Couples now hire not only wedding planners, but they also hire venue designers, they hire photographers, they hire videographers, florists, and even social media influencers to capture and share every moment. There's a lot of pressure. Now, these services, although valuable, come with a price that really adds up to your budget. And then there is entertainment and technology. It's also one of the reasons why weddings can be expensive. In the age of technology, couples are incorporating entertainment and tech-savvy elements into their weddings, such as live bands. We have DJs, we have photo booths, we have drone photography. While these additions undoubtedly contribute to a memorable experience for the guests and the couple that is getting married, they also contribute significantly to the overall cost of conducting that wedding. One of the most expensive aspects to Naga weddings is the wedding attire and the accessories that go with it too. The pursuit of the perfect gown, designer suits, nice and personalized and customized food menus, exquisite accessories, venue designing, photography, they all are a driving factor adding to the wedding expenses. Of course, couples often splurge on custom-made attire seeking to make a statement and create lasting memories through their clothing choices, of course, but it's still expensive. It adds up to the budget. What's more, some buy suits and gowns for entire families and bridesmaids and groomsmen. I've seen it. I've been to a lot of weddings and you can see the entire family dressed in suits, or the side of the bride's family that they're all dressed in gowns, and I'm like, wow, where did you get all the money to do all that? Now we are talking about the pressure that couples face and expenses they have to meet, and the expectations they have to fulfill in regard to what the society expects them to project. Now there is the other side of the pressure. This time it's for the guests and the invitees. Yes, there is definitely a social pressure surrounding the act of giving gifts in various social contexts, including weddings. This pressure can stem from social expectations, cultural norms and practices, and the desire to conform to established practices. I've been to weddings where certain members of the family were given certain portions of the meat, and certain portions of meat that went to more affluent or leading families within that family, and the lower or slightly inferior portions of the meat to, how do I say this, average, normal family members. So there are established practices, social norms to be followed. So the pressure is also to maintain that balance. Now let's talk about some of the reasons why social pressure exists in giving gifts when it comes to weddings in Nagaland. Events such as weddings, birthdays, and anniversaries are often associated with gift-giving traditions that you know. People may feel compelled to present gifts during these occasions to express their joy, yes, to express their appreciation, or to express their affection for the individuals who are celebrating their marriage. That is true. But cultural expectations play a huge role, ladies and gentlemen. Different cultures may have specific customs and expectations regarding giving gifts. I've heard of friends telling me stories about how certain families of grooms or the brides being told to bring certain amount of money, even in Nagaland. I've heard of it with my own ears. I was told one of my friends told me that one of her friends were told to bring 15 pigs and about 15 lakh in cash for that person to be able to marry his daughter. I was like, what? We talk of dowry, but there's a lot going on in Nagaland too. Now in some cultures, it is customary to bring a gift when invited to someone's home, to attend a wedding, or to participate in certain ceremonies. Failure to adhere to these norms can lead to feelings of course, social awkwardness or perceived disrespect for your host. Now, social comparisons are also another pressure for the guests. Individuals may feel the need to give gifts of a certain value, or they may be compelled to give presents of a certain level of significance based on what they perceive others are giving. Oh, I can be na dia se moi be na diule lage, tai be 5,000 dishe moi be from lage, moi be 5,000 diule lage. That kind of a mindset and pressure is there. This can create a sense of competition or the fear of being judged for not meeting that perceived expectations. This can set off a domino effect of pressure and competition across the board. And this is exactly what is happening in Nagaland. Gone are the days when we used to give a kilo of pork as a gift. We used to bring vegetables to the couple, or if those of you who cannot bring meat or vegetables or clothes, you can bring like 50 rupees, 100 rupees, and that was the norm those days too. But gone are those days. This, I feel, is one of the biggest reasons why Naga weddings can prove a lot of pressure for some people, and I'm especially talking in respect to guests and invitees. There is often an unwritten rule of reciprocity in giving gifts. If someone gives you a gift, there may be a social expectation, a feeling inside you, or at least that you may think someone might want you to fulfill, that because somebody has given you a gift, you have to reciprocate similarly. He came to my wedding, so I'll have to attend his wedding. That kind of a force is there. And this is what is happening in Naga weddings, in the Naga community. Times have changed. So this can create a cycle of gift giving that is driven by social expectations rather than genuine sentiment. Because they're giving like that, I have to give like that, I have to give this much. They did this, I have to do this. So this creates a cycle where the giving is not based on an affection from a genuine sentiment, but because of social pressure. And another reason why there is a pressure in giving is in order to maintain relationships. Gift giving is sometimes viewed as a way to strengthen or maintain social relationships. Oh, this is my uncle, my nephew, my son's friend, my neighbors. We know each other for many years. Now this is what I have to do to give because I know him from before. I know them. There's a level of familiarity for which you have to prove your affection by giving a certain level of money or a gift of certain significance or value in this regard. So that is one pressure. Individuals may worry that not giving a gift on a special occasion could strain relationships, or he might fear that it might lead to misunderstanding. But this is not a perception that everyone shares because, like I said before, our society has come to compete in such a way that we need to have bigger weddings. We need to invite a lot of invitees, bring lots of guests. And for the attendees and the guests, I have to give this much. If I don't have this, how will I face the couple? They're going to write my name in the reception. If I bring only 200-300 rupees, I have to give 10,000 rupees instead. That's the pressure. It's essential to recognize that while social pressure exists, the act of giving a gift should ideally be a voluntary expression of goodwill, caring, and affection that comes from deep affectionate parts of you. I once came across a post on Facebook many years ago where a couple allegedly asked for a number of things from the guests. Bring this, bring that. I saw it. I saw the wedding card. Bring this when you attend, bring us. And there was one, I think, a couple actually asked for money. Please, if you're going to come to our wedding, monetary gifts will be much more appreciated. So we have come to that point where even gift is now compulsory. But gifting is free will, voluntary. It comes from a place of affection. So this particular post caused a lot of controversy there on Facebook during those times. It was many years ago. But always remember, gift giving and giving ideally should come from a place of genuine sentiment and generosity and affection, not because of social expectations. Now, if you can give, that's great. Because it's your money. You can do whatever you want to do with it. But if you cannot afford it, I'm sure that proper couples won't mind whether they receive any gifts or not. Genuine thoughtfulness and consideration for the recipient's preferences often hold more significance than the monetary value of the gift. When I get married, I'm going to have a tiny wedding consisting of only my family members and closest friends, and my bride's family and her closest friends. It's not because I'm a simple man, ladies and gentlemen. It's not because I'm a man with simple tastes and a very good heart. It's just that I don't wish and I do. Thank you for watching Hornbill TV. I'm Al Nguli. See you next time.